That we told you about is set to get underway now on Capitol Hill. You've got two of the witnesses today reportedly going to testify that the president has violated his constitutional duty to uphold the law. And they are both law professors in Washington. So is the president shirking his constitutional responsibility? That's the question at hand this morning in this hearing. And we bring in Minnesota Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann to discuss this with us live as well. Good morning, Congresswoman. Good to have you here.
Good morning, Martha. Thank you.
So what do you think of this forum this morning?
Well, I think that this is very important that we have the hearing in the Judiciary Committee. I'm very happy that we have two constitutional law professors coming in because as members of Congress, we've been appalled at the president's actions. They are clearly unconstitutional. And so we've looked at measures whether we should have a resolution on the floor telling the President of the United States you can't unilaterally make these decisions. Congress is a part of the government as well. You're not a king. You're not a dictator. You can't do whatever you want. Our Constitution limits the president's power, even though President Obama doesn't act that way. But another action we're looking at as well is legal action, and that is filing a lawsuit to enjoin or stop the President of the United States from making whatever action he wants, and one that was just referenced by the commentators this last Wednesday, just before Thanksgiving. The president knew he had a very bad story on his hands. About 50 to 100 million Americans could have been set to lose their health insurance under small business and small business exceptions. So he wanted to delay that. But again, what are all these delays about? What do they all have in common? They all put off the very negative effects of Obamacare until after the next election. And that's really what this is about. This is political management, and that's what the president is doing for the next 2 weeks, political management. But we believe the Constitution has to be respected.
Yeah, I guess some people would look at this and say, you know, what took so long? A lot of the things that you're discussing have been going on over the past several months. And, you know, it kind of gets morphed with some of the things that Republicans were requesting, like a delay in a number of things. Republicans said that was what they wanted, and the president has put some of those things in place. So I think some people might look at that and say, you know, that's a little confusing.
Well, what's confusing is that how it's done matters. Under our Constitution, we have to pass a law in order for a law to be actually having legal effect. The president isn't wanting to do it that way. You brought up the fact that the president said, if you like your health care plan, you can keep it. Well, we all know that's a sham. It's a lie. It wasn't true. So the president decided to legislate by press conference. Congress said, okay, we'll go along with you, Mr. President. Here's the law. But when it came to the law, the president wanted to reject that because what he wants to do, Martha, is keep all his options open. He doesn't want to be bound by any law, and that's the rub. The Constitution says no man is above the law, including the President of the United States, and we as members of Congress are making sure we're going to remind our president, even if we have to do it through a lawsuit, he too must obey the law.
It'll be very interesting to see this play out. You know, I don't know how far this will get and whether it goes anywhere beyond this hearing this morning and possibly a vote in the House. But the president, as everybody knows, was also a constitutional law professor for many years. It would be interesting to hear his legal argument for why what he has done is fine and to put that up against the legal argument that we're likely to hear from Jonathan Turley this morning, don't you think?
I think the president will be very sorely unimpressed with what he hears today because he doesn't agree with it. He has rewritten the Constitution for himself as a part of his effort to fundamentally transform the United States of America. But we are a constitutional republic, and members like myself are going to fight to keep that for the people a constitutional republic.
Right. We see the chairman now, Bob Goodlatte, as this gets underway. Congresswoman Bachmann, thank you very much for being with us this morning.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Martha.